Recently, I received a derogatory comment regarding my passion for vintage silver. One of my viewers had some negative things to say, and this video will be sort of a response, not like a comeback video, simply an explanation why me and so many other people love our vintage. Stay tuned. Hello, silver fans. This is T, and you're in the place to be for silver education, acquisition, and entertainment. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Now, before I open this box and show you what's in here, let me take just a moment to remind you that now is the time to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and if you haven't done so already, be sure to hit the bell notification. That'll give you a heads up as to whenever I am making videos. Now, on with the show. Now, vintage silver. Why do so many of us enjoy our vintage silver? Well, for starters, it's silver with a story. Each one of these bars, and some more so than others, have some really, really interesting stories. I'll pick out a couple. I'll show them all to you, and I will tell you a little bit about them. So in addition to thinking they look cool and they're old, I can tell you there's also an investment factor here. We've got the law of, and this is what all businesses operate on, this law, it's like gravity, you can't ignore it. It's supply and demand. There is a limited supply of these old vintage bars. They're done making these. For example, this EPM bar right here, this beautiful 10 ounce, they don't make them like this anymore. This is a gorgeous old bar. Engelhards, we all know the Engelhard story. They made all these bars. They were very popular. Eventually they went away. And all of us Engelhard lovers are left scrambling for whatever we can find. You're lucky if you walk into a coin shop and find something like this pea loaf at your LCS or maybe even online. You're going to be paying through the nose. It's all about supply and demand. The supply has been cut off and the demand is growing and growing and growing. Take a look at this. Crown Mint, very cool, serialized, 5 ounce extruded bar, came out of the machine, got the stamp and even the serial number. And the story about Silvertown is that it's an Indiana company. And look at that waffle back there. It's an Indiana company, Winchester, Indiana, and I like them so much, I had to get a couple in my travels over time. And take a look at this. National Refining Systems. When you see these things and you like them and you want them, you better pick them up because I can guarantee you, next time you go to the coin shop, look at that little tone in the corner there, it's not gonna be there. Some of these are more familiar to us than others. I'll try not to do a face reveal here. This is a shiny one from JM. Put that over there. And here's the old A mark as I attempt to hide behind my camera and not reveal my face here. I'll put that one right there. And Engelhard, this is not one of the poured bars. This is a pressed Engelhard. And I left this one. This is my most recent addition to the old stack collection. It's stacking, it's collecting. The story on this one is pretty gruesome and alarming, but fascinating nonetheless. Look at those pour lines in that. B.R. McKay bar from the early 80s, aka a blood bar. Some people call this a blood bar. 10.21 ounces of 999 fine silver. The story is this. This actual silver right here was made by a process of recycling old film, namely X-rays. X-rays, believe it or not, are made using film. It's silver is the most highly reflective element on the planet, and it makes sense that X-rays are made out of those, or at least they were back in the day. The silver can be harvested from used x-rays, and that's what this company did, I think maybe along with other film as well, and in a process that involved very strong and dangerous chemicals, this bar and others just like it were made. The chemical? Cyanide. And one of the people who were working on these type of bars actually passed away due to cyanide poisoning. That because of his workplace environment, he was exposed and died. That wasn't the end of the story. Mr. B.R. McKay himself went to prison for manslaughter charges. I guess a court of law found him guilty of putting that worker in harm's way, and he had to pay a very stiff price, his freedom. And so that one has a story indeed. So on to another story. I have a story for you today that also involves the law of supply and demand. I'm happy to say that today's video is sponsored by FE Battery Metals Corp. FEMFF is their ticker symbol, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about this company. So stick around and learn about FE Battery Metals Corp. FEMFF ticker symbol. And like I said, I do appreciate them supporting my channel by their way of sponsorship. What do? They mine lithium. Now let's go back to that conversation, supply and demand. These guys are out of Canada. Did you know that the United States of America only has one single lithium mine? Let me ask you this. Do you anticipate, with all of the uses of lithium that we currently have and project to have in the future, the demand will go down, stay the same, or go up? Well, obviously the answer is the demand for lithium will rise, in my opinion, exponentially. Why? Because it has so many industrial uses, and as the name of this company implies, FE Battery Metals Corp., it is used in the manufacturing of batteries. Now, before I go on, let me let you know, I am not a financial advisor, so take what I'm telling you for what it is, simply my experience, my research, and what I am doing with my own money that I have set aside for investments. And full disclosure, I am an investor in FE Battery Metals Corp. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the uses for those lithium batteries. For starters, they're not cheap, I can tell you that. I happen to need lithium batteries on a small scale on a pretty frequent basis, and it really doesn't feel great spending so much on AA lithium batteries. But I'll tell you what, I was at the post office the other day dropping off a shipment to mail out, and I noticed the gentleman mowing the lawn at my local post office was using a battery-powered lawnmower. So we're going from AA to slightly bigger. Let's talk about even bigger uses of batteries. Hey, electric cars. If you don't have one already, like so many millions of Americans do and people all over the world, be ready, because governments from this country and around the globe are all converting their citizens over to electric cars. Hey, like it or not, it's coming, guys. It's coming. And believe me, when I hit the gas on my F-150 V8 and I want to go, or I want to haul something or carry a heavy load, I enjoy my combustion engine. But I do understand in the years and maybe the decade or two to come, my F-150 is going to go the way of the dinosaur. My next truck will likely be an electric-powered vehicle with batteries made of lithium. And whatever you're thinking right now, yours probably will be too. That's why lithium is such a precious commodity. These guys are drilling for lithium in Canada, our neighbor to the north. Unlike across the world, where China is really cornering the market on lithium and finding it in lots of places and lots of sources, Thank goodness we have a neighbor to the north that we're friendly with that is mining lithium. And one of those mines, of course, as you know, belongs to FE Battery Metals Corp. Now let's talk brass tacks. I'm suggesting the idea that you do your own research, do your own diligence, and check out this company. You'll want to take a look at their ticker symbol, FEMFF, and when you do, you'll see the chart just like I did. Now here's some interesting news. If you look at the 1-year chart, you can see this thing is on the rise. Take a look at that arrow up. It was just kind of moving along slowly, and then all of a sudden, towards the end of last year, up and up and up and up, and look at it now. The other part of this good news is this stock can be purchased for under 50 cents. So talk about a perfect storm of opportunity. You have a stock on the rise that's under 50 cents. So my encouragement to you is to do your own due diligence and check out FE Battery Metals Corp. Now, I certainly appreciate you taking some time to hang out with Old T today. There's also a link down in the video description. Check out today's sponsor, FE Battery Metals Corp, today. Thanks for watching, everybody. T.